This is my first quarter of 2023 update for the dock that I'm using with my MacBook Pros and multiple 4K monitors for my home office. The dock that I'm using with my Macs is the Hewlett-Packard USB-CA Universal Dock G2. This photograph here that you see before you is literally the back or the bottom of my dock. I took a photograph of this the other day. And this is the part number here, okay, right there. That's the part number for my model. Now, I live in the United States. So internationally, I'm not sure this part number is available. I bought this back in 2020. And at that time, if you recall, in early 2020, there was very little to be had in terms of anything, including toilet paper. If I recall correctly, this was around May of 2020. And it was the only thing that I found that was available and was able to ship to me quickly. So it's still working for me. And the reason why I'm doing this update video is because my top 3 videos on YouTube is related to this device. So I'm giving everybody an update. Now, please keep in mind that I have one Intel MacBook Pro and 2 M1 MacBook Pros. I do not have the M2 as of yet. And this is the model. When I Google search the model number, the part number, this is what came up. As you can see here, see the serial number is matching. Not the serial number, excuse me, the part number. And it appears that Hewlett-Packard is still selling this device, at least in the US, at this price. Now, if you were to Google search this item, I'm pretty sure you can find competitive prices somewhere else. Okay? Now, I do not work for Hewlett-Packard nor for Amazon or any of these enterprises, so I have no financial investment in any of these companies. This is something that I happen to use and is working well for me. I also found this little bit of documentation for what it's worth. I'll link this in the description. I'm using a Chrome extension for Adobe Acrobat Reader, so that's why you see that weird thing there. So this is the driver that I downloaded from Display Link. Is required, right? And I'm currently on Ventura 13.1.1, something like that. The latest version of Ventura as of February 28th of 2023, okay? And I'm using release 1.3. And please keep in mind that when you download the driver, you have to go through the entire rigmarole that I mentioned in the previous video. Here, let me make sure that we're all on the same page here. As you go to the screen you have to enable the screen recording. Screen recording. So this option here, okay? So in the privacy and security option, you have to make sure that the Display Link Manager is enabled. Okay, you have to make sure that it is enabled for this to work when you install the driver. Something recently that became available is this option here in the menu bar on the Mac. These are my option. These are my 2 4K monitors that I connected to. Okay, as you can see here, Display Link Manager 1.8.0. I'm going to switch over to the external point of view now to show you my setup. Clearly, I misspoke a moment ago. display link manager version release for me is 1.8. And the Ventura version that I'm running is Ventura 13.2.1, which is the latest release that Apple makes available to the public as of February 28th of 2023. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is my dock, HP USB-CA G2, okay? And currently I have two 4K monitor attached to it. It's also charging my MacBook. So I have an Intel MacBook Pro. I have an M1 MacBook Pro with the M1 Max chip in there. And this is also a MacBook Pro with the M1 chip in it. It has the M1 Pro. So Intel, M1 Pro, M1 Max. And they all work. They all work with this dock. Now with my MacBook with the Intel processor, because it's an older Mac and I bought it used, on the side of the Mac there are two USB connections. Now sometimes when I plug this into one port and I leave it there for too long and it gets hot, for some strange reason it doesn't recognize the dock. And so, well, it worked that time, but occasionally it gets hot if I have it in there for too long, for say a couple of months or so. For some strange reason, when I reboot or come back from sleep mode, it doesn't recognize the dock. And this only happens on my Intel MacBook Pro. In that case, what I do is I switch over to another USB-C port, and for whatever reason, it seemed to work for me. But that's only happening on the MacBook with the Intel. The two M1, and that, that doesn't happen yet. Okay, so hopefully this has been useful. If you are one of my subscribers, I thank you very much for being a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.